Directorate of Civilian Marksmanship started in 1903. Teddy Roosevelt was president. He saw firsthand how unprepared American soldiers were for combat concerning marksmanship. So he came up with the idea of training youth in America in proper marksmanship. So if they ever went into the military, that they would already have the basics of marksmanship well known to them. Along with the training component of teaching youth marksmanship, the DCM had the ability to also sell surplus military firearms to the public for this purpose of training. And so the DCM stayed pretty much in that form from '03 to '96. In '96, the government was right-sizing, and so they wanted to do away with the program simply because it was a cost. Well, there were members of Congress that didn't want to do away with the program, that thought it would be a good idea to keep the program, but just for it not to cost the government any money. So they privatized the DCM in 1996 and renamed it the Corporation for the Promotion of Rifle Practice and Firearm Safety. They gave us the staff that was located at Camp Perry, Ohio, and gave us a half year's budget for that first year, and access to the United States Army surplus 30 cal and 22 rifles and surplus ammunitions, and basically told us to go away. From those very meek, humble beginnings, we started.
Thanks to the Defense Authorization Act, the CMP has been transferred 8,000 pistols from the United States Army. These are guns that were held in storage at Anniston Army Depot. Those guns are behind me. They are in this vault. And the Civilian Marksmanship Program right now is going through these guns. They're sorting them out, they're determining what's here, and they're figuring out how qualified buyers can receive these guns. Now, Mark, in here we have 8,000 1911A1 pistols.
We do, of all different variations. We're about to start inspecting those as soon as our construction's completed, but we know we have 8,000 serial numbers here in the vault.
So the guns that are in here, this gun in particular has been fully through the U.S. Army system. Ordnance Department went through and upgraded all the parts, parkerized this gun, and there's going to be several different grades of these guns that were kind of ready for issue.
Yes, that's referred to as a condition code A in the Army system.
Okay.
That 1911A1 there, that particular one is ready to issue. It's been completely refinished, reworked. We'll go through it, double check it out, and then test fire it, and then it's ready for sale.
So you've got the Army A. Are there other grades in the Army system?
There are other grades in the Army system. We were fortunate enough, they gave us, TACOM gave us the option of choosing what grades. We chose the highest grades they had available to begin with because we don't know the lifespan of the program. That would be a service grade in our grade. It's perfectly functional, ready to issue, no signs of rust. It's refinished, got good finish on all parts, and of course we're assuming all the parts will gauge. We'll go through and verify that, and we'll go ahead and verify its functionality, but that would be a service grade.
Now, Mark, looking out at these boxes, obviously the Army has been paying to store these for a while, but where did these guns come from?
These guns came back in from all branches of service. They came to us from Anniston Army Depot. They're stored out there. They have approximately 100,000 1911 serial numbers of different variations, different grades. These are the cream of the crop, so to speak, because there again, we don't know how long the program will last. So we did not save the best for last. We got the best to begin with. These pistols, the majority of them have been through rebuild, a recent rebuild at different installations, and some at Anniston Army Depot.
Want to know what's happening at American Rifleman? Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. We'll be right back. There are a lot of national treasures in this room, one of which happens to be a U.S. model of 1911 U.S. Army. As a matter of fact, it says it right here on the slide. Caliber 45 after U.S. Army. This gun is a 1911. The slide started off in Bridgeport, Connecticut. It was made by Remington UMC, very clearly marked, one of the World War I makers of the 1911. Of course, Colt was the other. This gun has been through the rebuild process a couple of times, and it bears those marks. It bears not only original markings, but also the markings from where it was rebuilt, including right here at Anniston. But this gun is typical of those found in the collector area or in the museum system of the U.S. Army, and the collectors are going to be very interested in these guns. Now, of course, the brown plastic grip panel on this gun has been broken, but the bones are here. The history of the 1911 is really embodied in this pistol.
The impending sale of 1911s is only a funding source for our mission. You know, selling firearms is not our core mission. Our core mission is marksmanship training with an emphasis on youth. And so the selling of those firearms, the money we make from selling those firearms pays for our operational cost and for funding our mission. So that's what our goal is accomplishment of our mission.
When the law was changed so we could accept 1911s, along with that change came many further restrictions to our law, our enabling legislations that are mandated by Congress. The biggest one is this is an FFL-driven operation, CMP 1911. It is a separate operation from all of the CMP's operation. Our customer base has had a hard time understanding that, understanding the new steps and procedures. We've done our best to explain that. We will have a 1911 order packet that will be available to the customer base, and then the order date for the 1911s will be September the 4th,
Okay.
Roughly 90 days later. That gives everyone an opportunity to fulfill the requirements of the order packet. Some things have not changed. You have to have proof of U.S. citizenship in that order packet. You have to provide us proof that you're a member of an affiliated club to CMP. You have to provide us proof of marksmanship activity, that you know how to safely handle a firearm. You have to successfully complete a background check provided by NICS. That is in addition to the NICS check that you'll have to do at the FFL licensed dealer's location. You have to provide an FFL, a copy of an FFL, for us to ship the pistol to. This program is a great success story for us. We do not want it to be detrimental to our program in any manner, so we're going to follow the letter of the law.
Now, Mark, when it comes to actually submitting your packet, you have to request it first, and those will be available on June 4th.
Yeah, they'll be downloadable on our website.
Okay.
If we get a lot of orders like we expect to, we will keep receiving orders up until we receive approximately 90,000.
Okay.
We will feed the 90,000 orders into the random number generator, and it will sequence those orders. That's how the orders will be filled, is by that sequence. That 90,000 customers will have that sequence number as long as we get 1911. So they have a hope of getting 1911s. And no one will get two without somebody else getting none. That's our goal also.
With all this talk these days about the XM17 pistol and, of course, the US M9 adopted in 1985, people don't remember that the 1911A1 was the primary service pistol of the United States military for most of the 20th century. And here we have a gun at the end of the 1911 service life. This is an Ithaca slide on a 1911A1 frame. It's been reparkerized, completely rebuilt by the United States military, ready for issue to a soldier. And this is the kind of gun that most people that participate in the CMP 1911 program are probably going to end up with.